Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Monday maintenance day, and we're working on the 2016 Chevy Express 2500. This has got a 4.8 liter engine in it. Runs great. I was afraid of that little tiny V8, but you know what? It works really good. But today we're going to be changing out the brakes on the front. I already did the other side, so I'm covered in sweat. And then I thought, you know what? I should make the video just in case someone really would like to see how easy this really is to do. So we start by jacking up the truck just a little bit, get some weight onto the jack, and always make sure that your vehicle's secure. You know, if you need to put some stabilizers underneath of there, jack stands, do so. I don't usually do that, but because I'm using a floor jack, I do put a piece of wood underneath of the floor jack because I'm on a sand driveway. I don't want it to sink down. So we're going to start by taking off this wheel cover, and it's the same size lug nut as the wheel itself. So let's get started. These actually don't spin all the way off. They're just kind of lock in place, but there's 8 of them. So we got to loosen them all up. Real simple. So that's the wheel cover. It just pops right off of there. We're going to put our lug nuts inside there. And it's nice if you've got a 4-way. It's nice if you got 2 of them and a little bit larger one to break off these 8 lugs here on the big 3/4 ton truck. This is not a half-ton vehicle. This is the 3/4 ton truck. Even though it's a van, it's very powerful and can pull a lot of weight, handle a lot of weight as well. So next I'm going to go ahead and pull this tire up off the ground. Need about 1 inch to get that tire off of there. Remember, I've already supported the truck with a jack. Now I'm going to go ahead and lift it up, bring this wheel off, take the rest of the lugs off, pull it off. So we've already got the lugs loose. We can just spin them off with our 4-way. A little bit easier than doing it with your finger. So basically we need to take the caliper off. This is the caliper. That's what holds our brake pads. And as you step on the brake, you know, it compresses. It's hydraulic, and it squeezes those brake pads against the rotor, which is right here, and that's what stops your vehicle. So let's go ahead and break. There's 2 bolts. We've got to break those loose. So now we'll take off the top one. And it's really easy. It's just got some tension here from the caliper itself because it's kind of heavy, but it'll come right out. And again, it's got some grease on it. Make sure you keep it clean. And then basically we're just going to pull our caliper right off. Just wiggle it. And then I just flip it over on top because we need to work on these pistons right here. We're going to squeeze these back together with a C-clamp. But let's take a look at what's going on with these pads. Although there looks like there's a lot of pad here, let's take a look. They really just slide right out of here. And you know, this pad doesn't look bad at all. That looks pretty good. And our rotor looks really good. But this back pad is quite thin. Can you see the difference of the two? It's a little bit thinner. And I can hear, yeah, it's got a little bit of groove back there. Not much, but a little bit. So we're gonna put some new pads on here really quick. But before we do that, what we need to do is go ahead and squeeze these pistons back in. And we use a C-clamp for that. So with the C-clamp, we can actually just push these pistons back in. And this is a dual piston. So I like to use a piece of wood to set right in front of the pistons. I'm gonna set it right in front of those pistons. Then I can take the C-clamp and just tighten it down to the back of the caliper. Square it up. Square it up, and then I can just twist the C-clamp. I can hear it going in there. It goes right in. Can you hear it? Pushing that hydraulic fluid back into the reservoir. So you can see I've got them pushed all the way back, and now we can actually set our new brake pads in place. And again, easy to tell which one's in the front and back. On the Chevy, see these two little clips right here? There's two clips on the back one. So it's going to go into the back of our caliper. And if you look closely, can you see right here? There's a little bar that this sits on. And you can see it just slid right into place. It locks right into place. The front one, it has only one clip on that one. And it can only go one way. In other words, you can see here's the pad. It can't go this way. It has to go this way. And it's kind of tight. So you slide it, actually slide it inside the caliper. And there we have it. So that one's nice and tight. Now we can slide the caliper back on, and it should slide right over top of that without any problem. And it does. Now we just need to line up one of the bolts. So now you just need to line up one of the bolts. Kind of wiggle your caliper till it gets, you can hear it go in, and just kind of get it finger started in there. Same thing at the bottom. We'll tighten these up, and then we'll do a little bit of bleeding of the brakes if needed. Sometimes you don't need to. At least that's what I found. So, you know, really a pretty simple job. Remember that there's two bolts that hold the caliper on, one here and another one down at the bottom, right here. Can you see it? Right here. Once you pull those off, everything kind of falls apart and you can easily put it back together. Hopefully this video gives you some reference in case you do, you know, pull it apart and you go, oh, where did that go? This video can give you a little reference for that. So really it was just that simple. I mean, it didn't take but, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 minutes. And now we just go ahead and pump those brakes up, check that fluid, and we're ready to go. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.
Hey everybody, Nash and Joe with the Tampa Drain Dudes.
We are incredibly excited to announce that we are now partnered with Apple Drains. And what that means is that we are going to be taking over all their clientele in this Tampa Bay area, which also includes...
We're going to go as far north as Brooksville, we're going to go as far east as Lakeland, and south as South Tampa, St. Petersburg area. If the job is the right size and we really need to help our clients out, we'll go a little bit more north, a little bit more east, and a little bit more south, just depending on what you guys' needs are.